This is the Speak Your Peace podcast, a platform for the people where we believe by speaking your truth, you can help others find their peace. This is your host, Kaleem Slayton, and I want to thank you for listening in. Let's go! The one and only Meshac Casimir.
Hi, you guys. How are you guys doing?
First of all, I was just letting you know what we're about to do. I haven't given the intro yet, but it's coming.
Thank you for inviting me, and I'm going to give you some advice before interviewing me. Keep coming for me. You're going to look like a fool on your own show.
Oh,
so just think about everything that you're about to, I like to read people on their own show. I expect to do that with Wendy Williams, not you.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I want to hear about that.
Okay.
So hello everybody, this is your host Kaleem Slayton on the Speak Your Peace podcast. We're a place where we allow everybody to speak their piece, their history, who they are. We have a special guest today, Mr. Meshac Casimir. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Meshac?
Hi, you guys. Thank you for having me. My name is Meshac Casimir. My Instagram handle is Mr. Poppington. So I just want to thank you guys for having me, and I really hope to gain some insight from you guys or just give you guys some more insight on anything that you guys want to hear from me. So thanks for having me.
All right, I'm also sitting here with two of my other co-hosts. You two want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Stephanie Cook, actually, to be exact, but you can follow me at Steph Colleen, Colleen. I'm excited. This is going to be a good combo.
Last but not least.
Hi, everyone. This is Brittany Leela. My Instagram is at Brittany Leela, Lelia. Well, Brittany, Brittany, because not everyone knows how to spell that.
All right, so we are here with Meshac Casimir. So, Meshac, we really wanted to bring you in because what was it like it's growing up in a Haitian or Caribbean household compared to, the regular Western black household? What are the differences?
That's an amazing question only because it became very apparent to me because when I grew up in a Haitian household and I grew up in Connecticut where it wasn't a lot of HBCUs. So when I did come to an HBCU, when I tell you it made me do a 360 and it made me come very full circle with everything and getting that middle of I love my West Indian attributes, but I also want to identify with my Black Americans too. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of Caribbeans won't tell you growing up, Caribbeans shun on Black Americans. They do. How lazy they are, supposedly, how they don't work as hard. And what's crazy for me is, even when I got on the president's list in Johnson Smith, I was the only Black person considered on there, but I was Haitian at that point, and everybody else was foreign, too. So it was oh, wow. You have to sit there and... Yeah, it was no Black Americans, though. But Black Americans would get offended if you were well, you're the Black one that represented us. And I was no, I get it, but I didn't grow up with y'all in America. Y'all, right. You see why other foreign parents are looking at y'all like that? Mm-hmm. It's more so I didn't grow up with y'all in America. So my mom was looking at y'all oh, y'all should have surpassed us because they here owning businesses. These foreign people coming here are doing anything, and it's just So for a long time, it became me battling in between being gay, being Haitian and gay, and then being Black American and identified in America as gay.
Wow.
And then also being okay, well, you have to find happiness in yourself too. So, what's it going to be? Pick one. And it's none of my other siblings went through it. And it's just I don't know what to do. I feel I was the black, not the black sheep, but the first go round of it all. And I was just oh, this was crazy to me. Even now being 25, I was just this was such a long journey. Mm-hmm. And I just hope I made it easier for somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
that's big.
Growing up in a Caribbean household, that's what it was. I just hope I made it easier for somebody else. Hell, come talk to me. Email me, text me, anything. If you're growing up in a Caribbean household and you feel crazy, because they will make you feel the bottom of the earth.
And that's amazing how you've been through everything. You still, have the heart to think about somebody else.
When you go through it, you be yo, you can either fold or you could just take it all back and be all right, you got to tackle this.
Mm-hmm.
That's big. That's big. When you spoke highly about, your mom saying that, you had the devil inside you because of your sexual preferences. Is that correct?
I definitely feel that's correct. Would I say that my mother gave me the whole devil is inside me thing, but she definitely calls me a devil. I would say that that's something that I didn't take really personally, but I did take personally. It was definitely a 50-50 part about it. I feel obviously being from a Haitian household and mom coming from Haiti, she didn't grow up in America. She came here and she was 26 years old. And her calling me the devil was more so her strong belief in the Christianity system, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like she, just only knew the Bible and only knew the word of the Bible. So, obviously, when you sin, you go to hell. And what is that? Especially with the devil. So,
Okay.
it's one of those things. And I feel like everybody else, because, I never want to say that I bash my mom because my mom is my rock. But people say things when they're angry that they shouldn't have said. I'm not going to say they shouldn't mean it. I'm just going to say people say things that they're angry that they shouldn't have said. So.
Now, so do you think, with your sexual preference, was it more nature and nurture? Like, do you feel like you were born being attracted to men, or do you feel like, it was environmental, or?
That's a very interesting question, only because when I meet other gay people that tell me that they grew this attraction, I definitely feel like that is a lie. Sorry to break it to you.
Why you
nobody... Because nobody, I'm going to explain, nobody in the world sits there and says, I want to go through all the scrutiny and I want to go through all this judgment and I want to go through all this just to say I like the same sex because it looks cool. Sorry. People do that with fashion, people do it with style, but when it comes to your sexual preferences, definitely not. So would I say that it's natural born? Definitely, because I can always say, and I feel like it comes to being confident in yourself and really knowing who you are. I'm going to always say, from the time that I was in elementary school and from as long as I can remember, I was attracted to boys. Just like anybody else can sit there and say, like, I found this girl cute, I found this whatever. It's like, no, I was attracted to boys. Like, I was like,
what grade did you first notice it?
As long as I can remember. Like, from preschool into thinking, like, I want to be with a boy.
Mm-hmm.
But, what's crazy is, just as much as I noticed I liked the boys, I noticed how much society did not like that fact either. So, of course, while you're building those same things, you're just like, okay, well, this isn't normal. Especially when you're watching TV. Growing up I was born in 94. You're watching TV. It's not a lot of gay people on TV. It's not a lot of gay people anywhere. And when you do hear about gay people, it's very secretive. It's very like, no, you can't do that. So it's just like, it was definitely born. And due to society's norms on it, people make feel like, well, I got molested and I had to come out and be like, I'm gay, or I had to do this and it became something that I liked. It's just like, we're all here. We're all sexual human beings. Y'all not telling me there's nothing that y'all like or can be changed about your sexual human being. Right. I can go ahead and rape somebody right now. If you don't like boys, you don't like boys. Mm-hmm. That's just that.
Mm-hmm. So I definitely get that. So what was that like in your family? Because you knew before I'm sure your siblings and your mother knew. How was it being in a household and like?
Okay, so I grew up with 6 other siblings. We all had the same parents. But what was crazy is it was a very traumatizing situation. For example, my mother came here when she was 26 years old from Haiti to America and barely knew English and really had to teach herself to learn English. And then when it became the fact that she had to raise 7 kids by herself, it became that part of it, and that's what made us very close. But what was it like growing up being the only gay sibling? Very crazy. Only because we went through different things, like they didn't know how to communicate the fact that they thought I was gay, or they wanted to ask that I was gay, or it was always aggression. And we've always learned to just aggression. And it's just been like, of course, it made me very hard to come out or just be able to admit that. So, I mean, I'm very transparent about this now. Like, for example, years of my life, like I said, I'm one of 7 siblings. I have 3 boys and 3 girls. And I'm the 4th boy. So it's 4 boys and 3 girls in my family. And, for example, what was it like? It was just like, I found porn on the computer, and it wasn't only porn on the computer, but it was more so like you found gay porn, and that was the one we wanted to focus on. It was just like, if you want to know your little brother is gay or whatever the case may be, what I'm going to tell you, though, I'm going to lie about it. I'm 13, 14 years old watching gay porn, okay? So I'm not this person that I am today, like very knowing about myself and very just ready, and it's just like it made it seem like I was a liar, I was a rebel, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't know that I was going through something way different. Like, I was going through something identifying as the only gay male. I had a lot of more female or feminine tendencies than you guys did. And so growing up was just really hard. And that's exactly why I moved away and went to Charlotte. Like, I was like, whatever chance I can get to get out of here, I will do it, because it was hard.
Who was the first person you would say you told, that you were gay?
I would say it's my best friends from home. They're these girls, Tiani, Cassie, Marissa, Jerica, Natalie, and Melanie, and Jocelyn. So with those girls, it was more so like I started to realize what a family was and what, really riding for you without the idea of this conditional to it. Like, they just, when they found out and when I told them, and I was finally like, I felt comfortable enough to tell them, I was like, this is what it's supposed to feel like. This is the comfortability that's supposed to feel like. When I was with my family and I was getting forced to come out, it was just like, no. And even that, they didn't even admit, like, we just want to know if you're gay, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I can't do this. Like, I can't.
Too much pressure.
Yeah, that. And it's just like the whole Haitian household thing, not knowing what the culture of the gay community was it was hard. And I'm dealing with this. And I think what really made it hard for me coming out to my siblings was, you guys grew up in America, and you guys could have made it way easier for my mom, but it's like they decided to bypass all that and be like, well, we're going to make it hard for you too. And it's just like, then when I found out they had gay friends in high school too, it's just like, what's the vendetta against me kind of thing. So.
Actually, I do have a question. Growing up in your household, you said it was really hard on you. Like, did you go through, like, depression or anything? Because I can't imagine feeling like that around so much family, and you feel like you don't have the love that you need.
So, with me, it was just like I always have to pinpoint the fact that I grew up in a very Haitian household. So, that's very different from the Americanized system. So, your question is basically, what was the question again? Sorry.
No, it's fine. I said, did you feel like you were getting into some type of depression, or you just felt like your family was really harsh on you, that you couldn't give that love that you needed from your actual family?
So sometimes I always felt the need to not share the fact that I definitely went through a suicidal moment.
Yeah.
And because I don't want to seem weak, but it's just like, no. I went through definitely suicidal moments only because it was just like, I was praying for a very long time for the feeling to go away. Like, I really want this to go away. This has to go away. This has to go away. I cannot share my family like this. I cannot do this. Yeah. Like, this has to go away. If not, I have to go away. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's just me being honest with my feelings and my emotions about it. And that had to be a form of depression going through that at such a young age. And it's just like, you were around so much family. Like, Haitians like to have a bunch of family. I'm at Thanksgivings, and I'm at this, and I'm at that. And I'm going through heartbreaks. I'm going through this. And it's just like, I can never talk about the things only because I'd have to fake it like, I'm just going through it with my girlfriend. It's like, I'm really not. I'm going through it with a boy. And I'm like, I can't really focus on it because I don't really know if these feelings are real, or I really don't know. I just don't know anymore because you guys have made this thing about it. And it's like, I was in a space where I can function. I can function and grow.
Yeah.
Like, I was really at a standstill.
How did you cope with those feelings?
Crazy enough, the same household that I grew up in. You guys always taught me to be strong, always taught me to be, head-on strong about what you feel, and always attacking your feelings the same way and being very extremely confident. And almost being perfect. Like, almost like Haitian households make the highest GPA, and, you join as many clubs as you can. You show your value in every way possible. And because of those lessons was the same way I got to break away from you guys. And that's so weird because you guys taught me those same lessons that taught me to...
That got you through.
Get away from you guys, though. So it's like, that's crazy. You guys taught me how to be the strong human being I am today. And you're like, why are you so flaunting this? And it's like, I'm not flaunting anything. I grew up to be...
What you taught me.
Yeah.
First boyfriend. How did y'all meet? What did you think? Like, how did it come? How did you know? Because I know that had to be nervous because like this was still new to you.
I grew up in Samford, Connecticut, so it wasn't a big. Yeah, I grew up in Samford, Connecticut.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and there wasn't a big gay community, but like I said, I grew up with a lot of different confidence around me. I never went through like an insecure stage. I went through always a suicidal stage, but never insecure where I felt like, I'm not that bitch, because that's just how I always felt. So that's another thing that got me through. But I can tell you the first person that I had definitely fell in love with. It was actually very, very early on. And that's why I knew I loved very, very, very hard. And especially not having your dad in your life, and then also not having your siblings on your side. It's like more so like you yearn for love and acceptance so much that you just be like, all right, well, whatever dives at me and whatever claws at me, then definitely, like, if you love me, I'm going to love it, whatever. So the first person that I ever, like, dealt with, it felt crazy only because, like, I really felt passionate about this person. And, up north, you can walk everywhere. Like, you can get anywhere, and how you can get to it, it's not down south. You don't have to, like, Uber or taxi anywhere. So, me and this person, we lived, how can I say this to, not expose anybody, because, people like to still be in the closet. But
okay,
exactly. So me and this person, we lived about maybe a 6-minute walk from each other, and I found myself being over there every day. This is during middle school, though.
Okay,
and this went on from
middle school.
Yeah, middle
like
school. This went on from 7th grade until my end of freshman year in high school. And what sucks is this person basically had a girlfriend, and I knew very well about this girlfriend, and one of the girlfriends was my good friends, obviously. But this was middle school, so obviously it's like, who takes relationships seriously in middle school?
Nobody.
Versus, two gay men that, we really like each other, and this is really weird, and we only know it, and like... So it was crazy, and I was always lying to my parents about where I was going after school, but I had a lot of freedom. I had a lot of freedom when it came to just where I was going, how I was doing it, because I showed a lot of confidence and just... I do what I want, and So after school programs, things like that, I would always hang with him, and so it was just crazy. And at the end of the day, the nigga still ended up picking a girl at the end of the day. So that crushed me, of course, and then I had to let it go. And then from that time on, I kept dealing with DL guys because it was Stamford, Connecticut, and who's coming out as gay in Stamford, Connecticut. So it was just DL guy after DL guy, and after that, I was just like. Oh, but what was crazy was I feel like I didn't have sex with any of these guys, and I didn't lose my virginity until like later on in life. So I felt backwards because it was like I was dating, and it was like these guys were like so sexually charged, and I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm
so you were behind, but
not
sexually.
Behind. Yeah, sexually for sure.
but not emotionally.
Not emotionally. Like I was very grown for my age. Like. I grew up dating a lot of older guys only because but I had older siblings too. So,
So I have a question. You say you have a lot of confidence, which you can see, and I love that about you. But being around your family, did you feel like you had to portray somebody that you're not to please them?
Okay, so definitely. Only because, and I feel like these questions are so not cliche, but like more so cliche. But like I said, I had 3 other boys in my family. The first boy that I had, he was a very family-oriented man, and they all loved basketball. But when I tell you they didn't love basketball, they were very stars in their city. They were, going to D1 schools. And what's crazy was I was just that good at basketball.
Really?
Yeah. Like, going through crazy training of basketball. Like
that's awesome.
No, like, to the point where it's like, no, I feel like still I can pick up a ball and probably bust any. But it's just like, it wasn't for me. And I feel like you have to have a passion to do something. So when your brothers are these sports stars and like, I'm keeping up. I'm definitely going to keep up. I'm going to, But then I became unhappy. I was at practices in basketball and I was unhappy. And I was like, when high school came around, I was like, I'm not trying out for the basketball team because this is going to bring me into a whole realm of life that I don't want to be in. And so I always felt the need to be like, I have to be masculine like my brothers. I have to have swagger like my brothers. I can't wear skinny jeans. And that was a big thing when skinny jeans came out. That was what, 2011, 2012? Or even like 2010? Honestly, 2008.
I think 2010, yeah.
No, but 2008 when like T-Pain and them was out. Like, so my brother used to buy all my school clothes. And, now I'm getting into my own style. And like, I don't want to wear bootcut jeans anymore. I don't want to wear baggy jeans anymore. I don't want to wear True Religions anymore. I don't want to wear any Timbs anymore. You know why? I look too much like a nigga. I'm not a hood nigga, and I don't want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that. Right. I like skinny jeans. So when I got my first job, it was like, my brother told me, we will not be buying you any skinny jeans at all. And I said, that's perfectly fine. I'll be buying my own clothes from now on.
Cool.
Bought my own clothes, and I was like, I started feeling more like myself. I started feeling more, just me and confident. And I was just like, I ain't going back to bootcut. I'm not going back to bootcut jeans. So that's cool. But you know what's crazy? With my brothers, I'm going to always keep up with y'all because I'm a man at the end of the day. If you need me to change a tire, I'm going to do it. If you need me to mow the lawn, I'm going to do it. If you need me to shovel the snow, I'm going to do it. I'm never that prissy, but I'm not looking ugly doing it. So if you want to be in your bootcut jeans and your wheat Timbs or whatever the case may be, I'll be over here in my cute little shoes and my designer shit, and I'm going to be fine. And I'm still going to be just as much of a man as you are. So it definitely grew to the point where it's like, I'm actually right where y'all at. It's just I'm gay.
I want to touch on that. Because I constantly tell people, like, you're one of the realest people that I do know. No matter your size or anything, like, you hold your own. You say what you mean, what you say, and I respect it about you. And you're honest about what you believe and who you are. So there was a situation when me and you were working together, and the guy, he came in, and it was a black guy, older black guy. He came in, And and I forget how the situation played out, but he called you.
Did you guys fight?
No, he called Meshac the F word, and not
the F word is faggot. It's a word that I do not agree with, and that's definitely something that's triggering to me. Yeah.
So can you explain like what led up to that, and then not only just that, how it made you feel, especially coming from a black man who, as men, we should only be trying to uplift each other anyway.
So to be honest, I can't say that exactly how the situation happened, only because I've dealt with a lot of black men that feel like that's going to be an insult to me, but really it makes you look way more ignorant than you think it makes me look, because number one, the reason why you're calling me a faggot is the same way white people, sorry to say this because people are scared to say this, but it's the same way white people call you guys out of your name and you guys get angry.
Legit, yeah.
And most people aren't afraid to say that. Well, you chose to be, and it's like, we can go into that all day, but at the end of the day, let's go to the facts of it. You call me out of my name to make me seem less than I am. You're a black man with me, right? We're black together. At the end of the day, when I get arrested, they don't copy down my sexuality or orientation. They don't care about any of that. You know why? I'm black. When I walk into a restaurant, you know what they first see is that I'm black. When I walk into anywhere else, they see that I'm black. So you look dumb.
Yeah.
Trying to call me feminine, because anybody else in the world is gonna group us all together. Anybody else in the world. So if you want to try to be separate, by all means, but I promise you the society isn't looking at it like that. I walk in the room with you, we all together. So how to make me feel? The effort used to make me very, very angry. But then it was just like, I used to think like, okay, does the nigger word make you angry? Does the nigger word make you angry? Does, like, so it's like, all the derogatory terms, it doesn't make me angry, it more so makes me think, what was your purpose of saying it? Like, what was your
what was your intent? What were you trying to do?
Yeah, well, that was an insult, because unless you want to call me a faggot, it's just like more so, there's so many other bigger fish to fry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the same people that call me a faggot will come in here or come into a restaurant with a Gucci bag or Louis bag on, or this expensive ass trench coat, and will be bitching about paying 75 cents for extra dressing.
Yep.
Instead of focusing on me and my sexual orientation, focus on your priorities, because you have so much more to get together. So how to make me feel is more like people are ignorant. People are just unhappy with themselves. Like, faggot doesn't bother me anymore. It just makes me feel like, I get it. You couldn't find anything else to come at me about. Cause
that's all they could say.
So you went for the one thing you thought would hurt me.
Would hurt me, and it's like, it didn't. Am I giving you that satisfaction? Hell no. You still not getting what you want. So
that's good. But like, what did he like? He just came in there mad, or?
So over the years of Little Village, I definitely run into different
Little Village is the restaurant that we work at.
Yeah. Little Village Grill is the restaurant that I work at. It's at 710 West Trade Street, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Their gyros are fire.
Come and see us. But over the years there, I've definitely run into different customers that felt like it was cool, or definitely black men that felt like it was cool to be disrespectful, to call me a faggot, or feel like weird about me taking their order because they knew I was gay.
That's just their uncomfortableness with their sexuality.
No, but it's not even that. It's
Their
more so like,
manlyhood.
that's, nope. Because
What
you
would
as
you
a gay
say?
man, you have to learn and really understand that some of these people never knew anything else, and that's perfectly fine. I'm going to teach you that we're not all like this. Like, for example, Kaleem. When Kaleem first met me, he did not have a lot of gay friends. Definitely was not open to the gay lifestyle and things like that. And honestly, I even take that back, because I hate calling it a lifestyle, because it's really not a lifestyle. It's really just, I like boys, and just like you guys like boys, it's the same way. It's not a lifestyle. You don't pick it to be like,
It is what it is.
I'm doing this is different because I have to be gay, and it's like, it's not a lifestyle. So,
and I will say though, like, again, coming from high school to college in 2010, like, I was, homophobic, and I had no gay friends at all. And I started working at a job at Buffalo Wild Wings, and that was my first time actually being around several gay men who worked there. And they were some of the coolest, the funniest, the most respectful guys I ever met and worked with. And it changed my perspective, which is a blessing for it. But I know some good guys who I would call my friends that have never had that experience and, are afraid to step outside of their box, and that haven't had the experience, and are homophobic. But what they don't understand is just like, honestly, I would say that Meshac is one of the realest people that I know. And I know if I needed anything, that he would be there for me.
I will take L's for the whole gay community. I would love to meet all your straight friends, only because the shit that they be scared about, it'd be like, when I promise you that gay person was not thinking about it in that way at all. Like, number one, you're not that attractive.
I noticed that a lot of masculine men think
look
every
dirty.
gay guy likes them.
Yeah, you look dirty. Yeah, you look dusty. And also, it's just more so like, bro, most gay men especially my caliber, they about their bag. If you're not even matching their bag, they're not even looking at you. So this whole hood shit, you coming in, you smelling like weed, and you looking like, you know, you are going to be struggling for your bills next week. They're not looking at you. So let it go. Don't get so angry at the fact, I don't want any gay man around me. And it's like, they don't want your bum ass around you either, because honestly, you can't get into the section anyway.
Right.
It cost $60. You got 20. You was getting in before 11.
So you are. So what would you say?
Standard.
What would you say is your lowest point, and what would you say has been your highest point in your in your life? Just, you know,
My lowest point was definitely when I went through suicide, or went through thoughts of suicide. That was my lowest point, only because when I got out of it, I was like, "Bitch, you tried it. You were supposed to be an example to the world. People gave you this platform and this thing to be an example to other people, and also just be that pioneer for other people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, for example, a lot of my idols were Jay-Z and Diddy. What do? They were pioneers for what the black hip hop echelon was supposed to be. And it's like, for me, it's like, I want to be a hip hop mogul, but I want y'all to know that I'm first gay, black American, and I'm succeeding at everything that y'all are doing too. And it's not just for me, but it's just for every other child or anybody else that felt like they had to do suicide, or because you'd be so surprised at how many reports people kill themselves because they're gay. So for me, it's like, my lowest point was definitely the suicide point, but my highest point was not only getting out of that and crawling out of that, but more so being like, people look at me now and be like, well, bitch, I would have never thought you went through any type of low confidence anything. And it's like, that's fine, because I want you to get there too. And I want you to be there with me too. And I want you to be winning with me too, because as gay men, they try to come at you the same way they try to come at black men, if not worse. It is nothing worse than feeling like you cannot identify with Black Lives Matter only because the people who are part of Black Lives Matter do not feel like you matter too because you're gay.
Wow.
So I'm going to sit here and ride for my LGBT people while also riding for black people, but I'm not going to sit here and X that part out of me because it's just like, I'm black first. And no, I'm a black gay man. It's no first, it's no second. I'm a black gay man, and I am just as strong as any other gay man. And that is my highest point, is reaching that confidence level to feed that off to everybody else, because we're a generation that needs to feel that. There's no many reasons I should be feeling stories about people committing suicide about who they are, and something you can't help. Like, and you guys let people get into your head and feel like you can think.
What
these
would you
things.
say to anybody getting ready, you know, or thinking about, or going, or who are where you were and are thinking about suicide because of, you know, their sexuality and not being accepted?
Females are your best friend. Fuck these males. I'm sorry. Females will ride with you to the end. Find a circle. Find a very strong circle. And even if it's one person, that's your circle. And even if it is 3 girls, 2 girls, 1 girl, like, find your niche, find your circle, because they're going to support you and they're going to bring you through every moment. When I tell you that every moment, it's like when you want to feel like you want to break down and cry, find those people that you can run to at any moment, and they'll get you through it, because they don't care about who you are as a person. They care about how you're doing as a person.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I like
People forget that. Like, you want to care so much about who this person is, and do you care about their mental health? Do you care about how they're doing? You worried about, if I bring you around this person, I bring you around this person. And also, another piece of advice, females that let boyfriends come at gay people are not your friends. Because that means when they have kids, they're going to treat people, the gay people, the same way that you didn't want to be treated. Those are not your friends.
That's real.
And for the males, and for advice for the males, do not get into the whole thing of feeling resentment for males that don't understand the gay part of you. Get into feel mad about those males that don't want to see it. But if people are giving you a chance, get into a straight male. Let them know that you're a cool man. Like, you're not trying to fuck with them. You don't care about any of that. You know, you are just as real as their other straight counterparts. And that's only my advice I give to other gay people coming up. Like, y'all are lit.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
Period.
since I met you, like, you honest, you know, you have, you know, great character, you know, you mean what you say. Like, it's been nothing but, like, respect, love, and appreciation. Like, and I respect that, again, across, no matter what your sexuality is. You're a good dude. You're a good dude. And
that's the goal. I want everybody in life to go through that. Like, we don't care about nothing else that you're doing behind the scenes, but if you're a good person. And a lot of people do not feel that. And I want to know, like, why the hell do you guys care? If they're a good person, they make you feel good, that's it.
Yeah.
You want to know about their sex life so bad. You want to come in the bedroom with me, or what is it? I just don't understand. People be like, I just don't understand it. What do you need to understand?
You don't need to understand.
I don't understand how niggas eat pussy. That's not for me to understand. I don't like it.
Listen, well, I do know.
Some people like Brussels sprouts. Some people like Brussels sprouts. I don't. Why do you feel like the need to go into this whole thing and like, why don't you like Brussels sprouts? It has such a greeny. Don't care. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, Meshac, we appreciate your story. We appreciate you being as candid as you always are. I definitely love that in every episode we're talking about like things you're working towards, your goals and things like that, just so we know how we can, support you and things of that nature. So I guess, what are your end of the year goals? Or you're going into 2020 goals. What are things are you looking to accomplish?
That's crazy that you said that because I just left from editing my final YouTube video.
Okay, congrats.
Yeah, that's why I got here so late. So basically, I am dropping my intro video to show people who I am, what my brand is, how much I love music, what I want to do. And basically, my end of the year goal is to be consistently in that. And my end of the year goal by 2020 is to be completely freelance. Completely freelance. I'm done working for people, and I want to do a lot of creative directing and brand imaging and things like that. And I have a lot of stuff set in store right now, and I'm working really hard, which is why, I'd be so tired, and I don't even brag about it. I don't tweet about it. I don't do nothing. Most people don't even know, I work at Starbucks from 5:30 to 11 a.m., and then I come to Little Village from 12 to 9 a.m.
Hustling.
And then even now, I'm in the studio from 11 to 3 a.m., and then I have to do that 5:30 again a.m. for the Starbucks. I don't mind it at all because I know it's a bigger story at the end of it, and that's my end of the year goal, to show people that this hard work did not come in vain. And y'all will all see it soon. Like I said, follow me at Mr. Poppington on Instagram because you're about to see a lot of different other content. So...
Wait, sorry, real quick, did you ever think about acting?
I
really
never
good
thought
at
about acting, but I've always been told that I should try acting.
You would be good. Yeah, you should try it. I went to school for acting.
A man with many talents.
Yeah, you
I try to be multifaceted. Like I said, my biggest inspiration is Diddy. If you were to sit there and be like, what does Diddy do? Can you guys really say it?
Everything.
Yeah, thank you. That's me.
What doesn't Diddy do?
Yeah, exactly. I want to do everything.
Yeah.
I'm
Charlotte
passionate
isn't
about
that
everything.
big in acting, though.
It's not, but it can get there.
But it can get there. Yeah.
Which is why tonight we're having a mixer, which you guys should all come to too. It's a creative mixer.
Oh,
I don't know if Kaleem told you yet. He should be plugging y'all in
didn't.
because Mr. Creative over here wants to boost people up.
Well, look, we appreciate you stopping by to Speak Your Piece podcast.
If you're a black gay man, especially, let these straight niggas know, we're the same. The only difference is you do a little different than what I do when it comes to the bedroom, but we're the same, if not different. So,
all right. Well, appreciate you, the one and only Meshac Casimir. We appreciate you sharing your story with us again and being very, very candid. This is your host, Kaleem Slayton, KILEEM.SLAYTON on Instagram. Go ahead, Steph and Britt.
Steph Colleen here. Loved it. Love you. Love you. Love you too.
Thanks for having us as your co-host, Kaleem.
We appreciate y'all.
Awesome.
Appreciate y'all. And I appreciate the one and only Meshac.